Etapu, assalamu alaikum, namaste, haru neper. This is Qesankh Ma Keperu with another video for you. In this video, we're going to talk about the powerful Gestalt manifestation technique. But before I do that, I actually dropped my, where's my cap at? Oh, here it is. Hold on one second. I dropped my cap. Okay. I got my cap. But before I do that, I want you to hit the like button on this video. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. Hit the subscribe button to get notifications on when I go live and when I upload recorded videos. Also, if you want to learn more about my spiritual teachings, you can scroll down below, click on the links below, download those ebooks, and start reading today. They're free. Also, if you want to follow the rabbit down the rabbit hole and get really deep into my spiritual philosophy, you can become a Patreon supporter for as little as $1, $5, or $20 per month. You get exclusive access to instructional videos on the esoteric, on the spiritual. I got distracted over there. Videos on how to meditate, how to do self-hypnosis, videos on divination, how to work with the oracles, how to invoke spirits, how to create a magical amulet, and so much more. If you are an Lacer level contributor or supporter, you'll get all your readings for free. So become a Patreon supporter today. Last but not least, share this video with family and friends, and let's get this revolution started. Let me just take a drink of water. My waters are none. You know, we have a social media team, and one of the team members was looking to post some stuff on Facebook, but she asked me, what is a digital project manager? It was, as she says, was it like digital marketing? Now, I don't know if you're familiar with digital marketing, but digital marketing has a bad name because everybody's gotten into it. They use it as a scheme to get your money. They talk about how much money you could make on digital marketing and all of this craziness. So you'll find that arena is filled with a lot of like con artists and get rich quick schemes. But digital project management is a legitimate field that offers job opportunities. And I was trying to explain it to her in this way. See, I went to school for filmmaking. And when you're in film school, you've got to learn to do everything. You've got to be a jack of all trades, because sometimes you got to compete against equipment, and other times you have to compete against human resources, people, to be on your production. You got to get a camera person, you've got to get a sound person, and they're not always readily available. So what you're going to have to do is you have to learn everything. You have to learn how to be a sound person, an editor, a sound mixer, to do the music, to do the lighting. So I kind of learned everything. And when I left film school, I started working in a small startup company as a junior project manager, junior digital project manager. And I started doing everything. And I didn't realize that I did not have to. But that's how I was trained in film school, just to start doing everything. I was doing the UX design. I was doing the copywriting. I was doing the developing, programming. And so my boss at the time, she was like, you don't have to do that. And I was really enjoying it, actually, So when I went, when her startup company folded, I went and worked with some bigger companies and having contracts with companies like Disney, Paramount, Juicy Juice, Dunkin' Donuts, you name it, pharma companies like Pfizer. I became a consultant for them. And they noticed something on my resume. They were like, you have a lot of experience, they said. And as I started working more, becoming a jack of all trade, I started liking doing the math part of it, which was the budgeting. And I started liking doing the technical aspects to it too. I like getting into the whole tech thing. Well, that quickly promoted me to a higher level real quick. But I didn't have to know those things. In fact, they were happy to relegate me to a traditional project manager role where I'm just doing the schedule and putting out the task and managing my team. And this is what I promoted my program, the 6-figure PM, of how you don't have to have an education, you don't have to have a degree, and things of that nature. And in fact, there is another field that we are going to start training people on called the UX field, which is user experience. And I happened to come across this video of this woman about how to become a UX designer. Let me just show you a little bit of it, because I'm trying to give you a view into this world where like a UX designer in many cases can get more money than a project manager, which is really interesting. And UX designing, it is not complicated. You may think it is. It is fun. You're working with shapes, and it's like drawing. It's like the coolest thing. So let me just, I want to play this video for you so you can just see what this woman says, just real quick, about UX design, because that is the next thing we're going to be embarking in, is getting into training people on how to do UX. So let me just see if I have her video. Yes, I do. Okay, I'm going to just show you a little bit of it, and then bear with me.
Without even having a degree in it.
Let me go back, and here we go.
You too can become a UX designer without even having a degree in it. Hi, I'm Tiffany, and I'm currently a UX designer living in Silicon Valley. In this video, I'm going to share with you how exactly I became a UX designer without any background in design, and how I was able to land a job in an area with the biggest tech companies of the world. First, I'm going to go over 5 main points in this video, and that's my background, getting UX certified, networking, applying for jobs, and how long it took exactly for me to get a job in UX design.
Okay, great. So there we go. I don't want to just play too much of that video, but a project manager actually manages a UX person, and many times I'm overlooking their work, I'm checking it, and things of that nature. And I'm not going to go too much into what UX design is per se, but anyway, I started doing UX because it was easy. And at that time I went to the oracles, and the oracle said, you should get exclusively into UX. And I was like, really? That's interesting, But as a project manager, I've always managed UX people, and sometimes they're spread thin because there are not a lot of UX people to go around, just like there are not a lot of project managers, which is why it's a lucrative field. But let me get into the point here. So when I graduated from, when I left film school, I started working with these ad agencies as a project manager and managing teams. Now, as I was explaining to my social media girl, who was trying to understand the difference between digital marketing and project management, or digital project management, and I was telling her, like, digital project management is the umbrella under which digital marketing falls under. So as a project manager, a digital project manager, you are managing the build of websites, banner campaigns, email campaigns, apps, and all kinds of other cool stuff, games and things, and virtual reality stuff. So you get to do all these kind of cool stuff. So you're literally managing that and giving your team the task of what to do. And you're monitoring their progress and making sure they hit what we call as milestones. If there's a client presentation or if there's a launch of a website, making sure your team hits that. You know what I mean? So that's what I was trying to basically translate to her. And I said, that doesn't mean you need to be technically savvy. You don't. That's for you're a tech lead. You have a tech lead. And he or she is the one that advises you on the feasibility of doing certain things. And you're the one that says yes and no. Now, you could move into what we call as a digital producer. And what that means is that you have more of a creative say in how things unfold. I can say, this color on this website doesn't look good. We need to really rethink that. You know what I mean? Or I don't like the way this app looks. The game is off. Can we have a smoother animation? So these are the things that fall under a digital producer. And then there is you become the technical project manager. Now, if you're lucky to become a technical project manager, this will require some tech skills. You'll get a whole boatload of money. And the reason that I personally, I made the decision to exclusively just work as a technical project manager and no more a traditional project manager or a traditional digital producer is because I like tech and it pays more money, those two things. But that is something that if you're interested, if you want to become part of my program, I can train you to be. Now, the difference between a technical project manager and your tech lead is that your tech lead will always have more technical knowledge than you. You will never have the same knowledge as a tech lead because as a digital project manager, you know, or technical project manager, you know just enough to be dangerous. Okay, you don't need to know how to code, and that's very important. And you don't need certification. But let's go back to the basics of just becoming a digital project manager and making your six-figure income. This is what my program is about, and this is why you should check it out. So go to the Six Figure PM and check it out. Now, as I said, as a filmmaker, I learned the what we call is the Gestalt approach, meaning I got into digital project management and wanted to learn everything. I wanted to learn programming. I wanted to learn UX. I wanted to learn how to design. I wanted to learn how to write copy. And I did. I did it all on my own and I learned it, you know, and I applied a technique called super learning where I was able to pick up everything I needed to know fairly quickly. I advance really quickly in the field. I you know, a little bit too quickly, to be honest with you. I should have slowed down and took my time, but I went from junior digital project manager to senior to technical project manager in like 2 years. I went boom, you know. So now what is my point here? My point is not so much to get you to jump into the program, which would be good if you did, because we need to handle this racial wealth gap. And what I mean by that is that there is a disparity when it comes to how, this is what I saw, and really what made me get into becoming a digital project manager. When I was in corporate America, I did see the racial wealth gap. I saw how white people were paid more. And I would go to after work functions and see their nice apartments and go back to my crummy apartment. And I'm like, well, how is it that they're having all this money and wealth and we are in the same company, in the same department, and I'm not getting this? And they would say things as excuses like degree or who you know. It was always some excuse. And that's when I made the decision to take 6 months off my job to study how to be a digital project manager. And I was like, look, there's got to be a better way, you know? So I took that time off, learned, started working. And I think as a junior project manager, my first position paid me, I think it was 75,000 or 80,000. And then a year from then, I went right up to 100,000. And then when I started doing technical project manager, I went above that. So that's how quickly you advanced, you know. I was talking with a friend who took him 10 years to get to $100,000. I'm like, that's ridiculous. You know, I could never imagine that, you know. So anyway, let's get into the details of this technique, which is super, super important. All right. Now, you are a reality generating machine, and you must understand that. That is the biggest kept secret on this planet. They don't want you to know who you are. You understand what I'm saying? They're trying to keep that information from you. That's the biggest national security secret, that you are God man, God woman. Because if it ever got out that you have these extraordinary powers, the ruling elite knows they're over and done with, because you will start utilizing the powers. This is why they created the Western religions, to compartmentalize you and put you in a box and put parameters around you so you can never use your powers. Note how they give you a proxy, a Muhammad or a Jesus, to work the miracles for you, with you never realizing it's not Jesus or Muhammad or Christ or Krishna doing it. It's actually you. And those archetypes are what we call permission slips. You are giving them, you are allowing yourself to use your power based on the fact that you are placing your faith in an external thing. God is within you. God is not outside of you. There is no external thing. You understand? And most non-Western religions knew that God was within. But they had to place God outside of you so you would never know your power. You would never know who you are and what you descend from. You must understand that. And if you follow these Western religions, you'll continually look and pray to a God outside of you, never realizing that you have these extraordinary powers that you can use. And we are still putting the pieces of the puzzle together from ancient antiquity to understand how to use our powers. Go to the temples in ancient Egypt and Kemet and it says, know thyself. So we are exploring how to understand who we are and how to use our powers again, because that knowledge was robbed from us. You see, we fall victim to the holiday months like Black History Month, where they control the narrative of you as a slave, or just confined to this, or relegated to this niche. Your legacy goes back thousands of years. Slavery is just a minute part of your history, yet that's all that's propagated on modern media. You are when I got into project management, I was working with a priestess. I was sitting and doing a consultation with her. And she had did my astrological chart, and she was doing the tarot reading on me. And she says, what do you do? I said, well, I'm into building websites. I'm a digital project manager. She goes, that makes sense. I go, why? She says, because you're reincarnated. You come from Atlantis. Atlantis was an advanced civilization. So you being reincarnated here makes sense that you would get into a very technical field. So it all just, came together. But see, in the same way I did the video on the rappers who are reincarnated priests and priestesses who come out of the Heteru clan, the Hathor clan, and they're just repeating their music that they practice in ancient Kemet. But you don't know this stuff because the ruling elite keeps all of this information from you. Do you not understand that? They have wiped your memory. We don't know our true history. And now you have some of these people who get into the law of attraction, reality transurfing, The Secret, and they try to give you these techniques that sometimes work and sometimes don't work. Therefore, modern science poo-poos it and calls it esoteric, mumbo jumbo. We know why the results are inconsistent, because people are not practicing it in the right way. And some people actually stumble onto the correct way to practice it, and they come into a windfall of money and prosperity or abundance. So let us duplicate the correct formula. Let us start working in the correct manner so that we can have abundance in our lives. So take note of this. Let us say you are going to go gambling or play games. I don't advise you gamble. I think it's horrible, but just hypothetically, you go and gamble, right? And you're going to use your magic to win. And you go and you visualize yourself winning at what is some of the games? 21 blackjack, or the spinning wheel. I don't even know what they call, or craps they call it. Is that what they call it? And you should know that it's always in the house's favor, so don't ever play those games. But anyway, you visualize yourself winning those games, right? Or hitting the lottery. But it doesn't come to pass. It never comes to fruition. And week after week, you visualize yourself winning at the casinos, winning at lottery, but nothing happens. Nothing changes in your life. And that is because you were focused on the minute details instead of the Gestalt principle. What is Gestalt? Gestalt is a whole. It is the holistic approach, the whole approach. In the way that I was telling you about film school, I learned everything from camera, lighting, to sound, to dating some of the crew people. Anyway, never mind. I digress. In the same way, in project management, I learned how to do everything: UX, content development, QA, design. That's Gestalt, understanding of the whole. In the same way, we look for a unified field theory to explain how everything is connected. Now, you may find out that you focusing on getting a check of money, winning a lottery, winning at the casino doesn't work. And then you wonder why. Well, I'm going to tell you why. Right after this commercial break.
Waters of none are the only waters that have been charged to help you with specific areas in your life. It was Dr. Emoto that discovered that water not only has memory, but it can be charged and coded. With this science in mind, we have used ancient techniques to charge these waters using crystals, mantras, and binaural beats. So try it today. Go to watersofnan.com.
Great, and cut. Okay, let me backtrack and say something. When they try to test tarot readers in a controlled experiment, or people who are good at the law of attraction, they don't get the correct results. This is because you're dealing with a belief system. Your belief system changes constantly. And your belief system is that which helps to create the 3D world you experience. It's the holographic experience. Now, I want you to understand, it is entirely possible for you to visualize yourself getting a check, winning at the casino, and hitting lottery, and have it happen. But that depends on your belief system. Is it strong enough? Is your visualization that empowered? Typically, it's very difficult to make that happen and make that work, which is why you should be practicing another technique called the Gestalt approach for manifestation. What is this approach? Instead of you visualizing yourself hitting the lottery, winning at casinos, getting a check from a godfather or a grandfather who dies and leaves you $1 million, visualize yourself in abundance. Visualize yourself wealthy, traveling the world, in a nice car, in a nice house. Visualize that. If you want, for example, to marry the right man or be with the right man, don't visualize just yourself with a man. Visualize yourself with a lot of gentlemen callers, a lot of men who give you attention, that you are in demand, that a lot of men find you beautiful, alluring. Same with men. If you're looking to be with or have a mate, have a girlfriend, don't just visualize yourself with one woman. Visualize yourself as in a social arena where girls really like you, where they give you a lot of attention. And feel that feeling of the attention, of the adulation that you're getting. Then that becomes a powerful thing. See, the universe understands emotion, not verbal commands. You understand what I'm saying? Now, you may say, well, Qesankh, if I'm visualizing myself wealthy, traveling, climbing Mount Everest, and having a business that's so successful, where I make millions every year, don't I have to know what the business is? Don't I have to know where the money is coming from? No, you don't. Let the universe worry about that. Milton. Yeah, I can definitely do that. I will try to address that for the next topic video. You don't have to worry about it. Let the universe worry about it. You just have to create a small channel for that energy to flow. What do I mean by channel? Say you're a woman who has a hair salon. You can envision yourself rich. It doesn't have to be money coming from the hair salon, but if the universe thinks it works best that way, it will make you a successful person at the hair salon, where you may have franchises, a place in a salon in every state. Do you see what I'm saying? If you constrict the energy to say the money has to come from the blackjack, the money has to come from lottery, the money has to come from my uncle dying and leaving it to me, then that's going to take a large quantum leap to a parallel universe to get you there, a very large quantum leap. But if you leave it open-ended and you allow the universe to bring it to you in whichever way it sees fit and it's easiest, it will then come to you without hindrance. Do you understand? If I tell the universe that I want a woman who looks like Halle Berry, the universe will comply, but it's going to take the universe time to find a Halle Berry lookalike or twin to bring into my world. But if I tell the universe, I just want a woman with big boobies, so I can like put my face in there and go, whatever. I digress. But if I tell what was I saying? If I tell the universe I want, I was making a comparison. I'm sorry. I can tell the universe I want a woman with big boobies and a big booty and I don't know, red hair. It's gonna take time. But if I just tell the universe I want a woman who sincerely loves me and cares for me for who I am, then that's going to be a bit easier, you know. I know it may seem hard for you to conceive that there's a woman out there who would just love you for who you are, but there is. And there's a man out there who will love you for who you are without having body augmentation, you know what I mean? Without having to try and look like yours truly. All right. So we don't want to put parameters around how the universe manifests something. So we practice the Gestalt approach, which is a holistic approach of just seeing ourselves, you know, like I don't need for the tell the universe, I just want a good friend, someone I can rely on. No, just you can want that. But then visualize yourself with a bunch of friends who are good friends, who are there for you when you need them, and then allow the universe to do the rest. Because we get caught up in certain things. You may visualize the friend, and you may start to visualize details around things that he does or he or she does, and then you're putting parameters around what the universe can deliver to you, and then let it go. Let it go and allow the universe to manifest it for you. It's like tell the universe, I want a submarine sandwich or a Subway sandwich. I don't eat those. So. Or always feeling full, feeling complete. That's the difference. That's the Gestalt approach, feeling satisfied, complete, full, as opposed to visualizing a Philly steak sandwich. I was just at this vegan place here, this vegan restaurant, and the woman was asking me if I'm available. I said, no, I'm not, I'm sorry. But anyway, I digress. The woman was asking me, how's the Philly steak? And I said, well, it's good. It's really good, but everything is good. And when you boil down to it, they use the same soy protein for everything. But I said, yeah, it's all good, you know. I don't think you can go wrong with picking any one thing. You know, it's like a style approach. But anyway, I want you in your visualizations to start visualizing the holistic benefits of what you want instead of the specifics of it. You understand? Because we don't want to put too many parameters around what the universe can deliver for us. Because then it will start to take longer. And that will have problems with our faith then. You know, yep, that is what Sebek does. Sebek does put things, Sebek is very specific. Yeah, he's very detailed. Ma'at is very big picture. She's Gestalt. That's Ma'at. And I tend to have that big picture approach. You know, it's like, I envision the life I want. You know what I mean? Me happy with spiritual friends, with the harem of women. No, I'm sorry, never mind. With a panda. I love pandas, especially giant pandas, but the Chinese government won't give me one. So, damn government. Anyway, they got 1,800 pandas, and they can't give me one because they say it's endangered. I'm like, so who's going to miss one panda? One giant panda. Who's going to miss a giant? And they were like, well, how can you take care of the panda? I'll find a way. Don't worry about it. Just give me the giant panda, okay? They're cute. Communist. Anyway, I digress. All right. I'm going to have to visualize me with a panda now. All right. It's going to take some time. All right. But those things are funny, man. Those pandas are funny. They don't know Kung Fu, but they're funny. I love them. But again, I digress. So use that approach and allow the universe to decide. Like, for example, some guys don't know if polygamy is for them. Well, I say, you know, visualize yourself in polygamous relationship, and then let the universe decide if a monogamous or polygamous relationship is going to be for you. It'll bring it into your life. You know, the universe will probably bring one woman, and if that'll let you know that monogamy is probably what the universe wants for you. You know? Oh, Lord, you got a Ma'at incarnation. You better do right this life. Ma'at's about doing right, living truth. You can't be messing around. You can't be telling white lies. You can't be cheating. You can't be You can't be doing anything. You got to be very, very strict and spiritual, or you're going to get hit hard, man. I know. Trust me. Trust me. I just don't have I have like a triple Ma'at. I don't know how that came up, but my is my moon sign. My sun sign is Ma'at. And the main incarnation objective is Ma'at. So I got hit hard. Ma'at's trying to tell me something. She's like, Qesankh, don't you mess around this lifetime. You better live truth. Well, I'm going to send Haruka Huti after you. I don't care if you're my son. I'm sending Haruka Huti after you. So you got to be a wandering sage. You got to be strict with yourself. Live truth, you know. That's how I knew I had to be a priest, because those Ma'at cards kept coming up for me. And I was like, oh man, I can't get away with doing anything wrong in this life. I got to be strict, you know. I was like, darn. I was really looking forward to being dictator of the world, the planet. You know, I was looking forward to that, causing havoc, staging executions. It was going to be fun, but my incarnation came up. I said, oh, darn, I got to live truth. So, but in all honesty, I'm not kidding. When I was a kid, my mind was like on world domination. I don't know why I had that in my mind, but that was where I was reading about Napoleon and Hitler, and I'm like, yes, world domination. I was like, something got in my head, and I don't know why that's what my goal was. My teacher says, she's calling on students, what do you want to be? I would say either one of two things. One was an astronomer, and the other one was absolute world ruler. And you would just see the kids look at me, and I would go, when I become ruler, I'm getting you first. I'm making a list. So I was a bit out of it, you know, but you grow up and you mature, and then you come into a spiritual awakening, and you realize that truth, justice, and righteousness is good. It's good. You know what I mean? And plus, we already have dictators that we need to deal with and get rid of on this planet. But back to your magical power. The idea is visualizing yourself leading the life that you want. Having the money, abundance, always being able to do what you need to do, which is travel, you know. And what I recommend you do is, this works powerfully for me, is I always give myself 30 minutes leeway. So I wake up 30 minutes early, lay in bed, grab my crystal and my wand, and then meditate for 30 minutes, then get up and start my day. Because that 30 minutes that you wake up early and you do the meditation is when your subconscious mind is open to impression and it's more receptive. And that's going to be great for you. So I recommend you doing that immediately upon awakening, because that's going to kick it in. All right. Now, the next thing that I might do, because here's a trick, caffeine activates the Ra force. Ra is the father of Ma'at. And it activates the Ra force, which allows you to do manifestations. So for some reason, it's been proven that caffeine helps with manifestations. So you may get up, grab a cup of coffee, then lay back down and meditate. I know it's counterintuitive, right? It's weird, because the coffee does keep you awake, but it's okay because you're still a little bit sleepy. So you're going to be in that in-between state. So you may want to get up, grab a little bit of, don't drink the entire cup of coffee, drink a little bit, and then lay back and then do the meditation. And that's going to create it's going to channel the energy to help manifest it. So it comes into this 3D reality. So, oh my God, you got a Ucha? What are you doing with Ucha? A Nekabet? Ucha and oh, that's bad. I'm just messing with you. But it is not the greatest. Ucha is telling you to be careful. That's some psychic and Nekabet. Oh my God, that's both of them. That's double trouble. Be careful. And with that Ma'at reading too, you're going to be getting into some trouble. Be careful. It's really. What's your I-ching reading? You got to check out your I-ching. But that Ucha and Nekabet combined with that Ma'at, whoo, that's person who may be getting into all kinds of trouble due to psychic influences. So be very, very careful. Oh, Tahuti clan is good. That's a compliment to Ma'at. Tahuti clan is good. That's compliments Ma'at. And you got Sekert in your sun. That's good because that grounds the Tahuti and Ma'at, because Tahuti and Ma'at can be very optimistic, can be very in the clouds. So the Sekert will ground you because the Sekert is Saturnian energy or Saturn energy. And then you're rising as Sebek, so that's good intellectual capacity. The moon is Tahuti. That's not bad. That's okay. And yeah, so you got a lot of things going on. That's not bad though. You know, just be thankful you don't have like a dark deceased Wajet and Nikabet. Then I'd be like, oh God, hang it up. You know? Then I would be seriously worried if you had that combination. You're gonna face some serious hardship, you know. But yeah, what you got is manageable. It's great. It's all good. You know, it's no real negative readings. It's, you know, Tahuti says nothing has a quality in and of itself. You understand what I mean? Nothing has a quality in and of itself. So we never say a reading is bad, a reading is good. It's all relative to your situation. You know what I mean? I can have a Ma'at reading for abundance, but that doesn't mean that I will get Bill Gates money or Jeff Bezos money. Doesn't mean that. I got 3 Ma'ats. I don't have Jeff Bezos money. So it's relative to your situation, what you need in this lifetime. All right. But Tahuti clan is, I got Tahuti for career reading. So Tahuti clan is good. That's great. You know, oh, you know what my clan is, right? My clan is Ma'at clan, of course. I got Ma'at everywhere. You know, I can't avoid Ma'at, you know. I'm close to the Heteru. Me and her talk a lot, you know, but me and Ma'at, sometimes we don't talk. I don't talk. Ma'at, she's, you know, Ma'at can be cold, you know. It's a cold energy. It can be a bit cold. But Tahuti and Ma'at complement each other. They're husband and wife. So keep that in mind. That's important. And Tahuti's, Sebek complements Ma'at because Ma'at is the whole and Sebek is the details, the big picture and the small details. So Sebek and Tahuti complement each other, and Sebek and Ma'at complement each other. So you have good complements there. So always look at it in that way. What's complementing the other one? You know what I mean? If you've got Sekert and you have Heteru, they both complement each other. So that's an awesome combination. You know what I mean? But you just have Sekert, so that's okay because Sekert grounds Ma'at in a way, you know. So Duau, thank you for sharing that. And that helps us to understand the tree of life and the correspondences and interrelationships better. If you haven't got your destiny reading done, please get your destiny reading done. You can sign up on my website. The link is below. Get your destiny reading done so you know why you're here, why you reincarnated, you know, what your goal is, what Netzer has in store and planned for you. Oh, look at you. You got the 4th hexagram, Youthful Folly, lines 2 and 4. Oh my goodness. You got 35? You got 35. 35 is really good. It's progress. Oh my goodness. You're going to get some help in this lifetime from people. People are going to give you things. They're going to help you. That's favorable for this lifetime. Very, very favorable. If you get like a 35, a 42, or a 55 for this lifetime, you got easy street. Seriously. But your number 4 is saying you don't listen. Your number 4 is saying you can be stubborn. But you know what? Number 4 is Tahuti, because Tahuti, the blind, is Tahuti, the young. Because Tahuti a young Tahuti doesn't listen to anybody. He always thinks he knows. Same thing, I'm sorry, with the young, did I say Tahuti? Yeah. A young Haru thinks he knows. So the fourth is like a Tahuti and a Haru. Haru is doesn't want to listen to anybody. And Tahuti, in a negative form, always thinks they know. And you can't tell them anything. So yeah, that fourth hexagram could be a challenge for you. You need to listen to the sage. Don't be egotistical, you know, and so keep that in mind. And that 35 means that you're going to get favor in this lifetime from people, and you know, so that's really good, you know. So anyway, Dua, thanks for sharing that. So if you guys get an opportunity, please donate to the channel. I want to thank you for tuning in, and check out my 6-figure PM program if you're looking to make a 6-figure income and upgrade your life. Many of us need that. So this is Qesankh Ba Keperu, son of Ma'at and Tahuti. Ma'at is the beautiful goddess Heteru. Until the next video, I'm in Ra.